Kill the beat. Pittsburgh, nigga. Pittsburgh, nigga. Pittsburgh, nigga. Pittsburgh, nigga.
Reporting live from the city of steel, where it's realer than real. Stay in your lane, dog, it's till it be killed. And we can tell you how dead broke feel. We done struggled for real, and the shorties ain't got no chill. Young bucks running wild because the old heads tired. Shooting after shooting, got the hood on fire. North side hot, but the east side blazing. Pittsburgh real, this the city I was raised in. I wanna make it out, but I'm feeling like I'm caged in. My uncle like 50, still trapping out the days in. Trips out of town make me love my city more, but we don't love each other, dog, we'd rather go to war. I was down bad poor when they put me on this tour. I'ma tell you from the door, I'm too hard to ignore. Heart pure, I'ma blow like TNT. We could bring it to the table, shout out TMZ. Got 5 minutes of fame, put me back in the game. Dre and Phil feel the same, said they feel my pain. Tell Stevie, turn it up, one time for your boy. Tell them crooked ass cops, stop hating on Savoy. Wrong.
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what time it is. It's Pittsburgh TMZ Presents Come Sit at the Table. I'm your host, Dre. It's the season finale. As you see, we're on the Southside Works. We're doing our thing. I got a hot artist coming out of Columbus. Her name is Jahna Rachelle. Hey, she's doing her thing. Man, she's the next to blow. Hey, stay tuned. 5 minutes of fame. She's going to be on there. Hey, and I appreciate all y'all for logging in, subscribing, doing the things that y'all do. You know what I mean? Y'all do everything that I need y'all to do. I appreciate it. This summer, we're going to get into a whole new explosion. Y'all going to see a lot of big things. So stay tuned. Hey, get ready for the show.
I'm talking back talk. I got the bags in the back. What you got? Got you mad? Bitch, I'm lit. Bitch, you not. I'm talking back talk. I get your nigga on my dick. He buy me diamonds on my wrist. Come here, boo. Give me a kiss. I'm talking back talk. I'm talking back talk.
What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm live right now. I'm at the residency in Pittsburgh, right on the south side. As you see, the wonderful artistry they have displayed of different people's art is for sale. You got to come on down. You ain't got nothing to do. You want to come on a hot date. You want to just bring the kids, or you just want to walk around and talk. Come on down to the residency in Pittsburgh. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, all major platforms. Hey, this is a beautiful thing. Let's get straight into the show.
What up, Pittsburgh? Your girl, Jahna Rachelle. Catch me on 5 Minutes of Fame. What up, Pittsburgh TMZ?
You already know what the fuck it is.
You about to find
All legacy shit. Introducing the queen, Jahna Rachelle.
I've been doing my own thing. Love has always had a way of having bad timing. But to my great surprise, ever since I looked in your eyes, I had one question for you. Tell me if you want me to give you all my time. I wanna make it good for you. 'Cause
All right, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. This is 5 minutes of fame. We just had that exclusive performance from Jahna Rachelle. Hey, man, that thing was hot. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I really love the way you were, using the artist work, the artistry, the color. You did your thing. That thing was damn good, man.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I've been waiting for this.
So let's just get straight into it. Like, I mean, you're from Columbus, right?
Yep.
Okay, born and raised in Columbus?
Well, I was actually born and raised in Zanesville, Ohio. It's a smaller town outside of Columbus.
Okay.
But spent most of my time in Columbus. My whole family lives up that way now.
Okay, so what got you into the artistry? Because I know this one thing, I don't want to call you a singer. I don't want to, because you're an artist, recording artist. You know what I mean? So what got you into it from the beginning?
So first, I didn't start singing first. First, I started with poetry.
Okay.
I used to always write poetry, and obviously little girls always start with stuff in their diary. So I started doing that, and then stuff from my diary turned into poetry, and then I started taking my poetry, and I was like, what would it sound like if I started singing it? And then from there, my poetry turned into me writing like lyrics, like going from hook, verse, bridge, and stuff like that. And then I grew up in church, so I was always in choirs, gospel choirs, and my grandparents had our church growing up, so they kind of put me in that too. Tried to put me on the spotlight a couple times.
I mean, that seemed like, as a singer, which you, like you said, you went from poetry to singing.
Yeah.
It seems like the hottest, most influential women come from the church. When you think of the Whitney Houstons, when you think of the, you know what I mean? When I can keep going on.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, the Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go name for name with it. So, you know what I mean? They come from singing in the churches. And I mean, me personally, that's the first time I believe I've heard the musical touch from a woman, a young lady, or even a man singing in the church when they hit that high.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's called, the difference between, I felt like that, like, pop artists even too, or people that go like grew up in gospel, it's like you can sing or you can sing.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a difference.
So what do you, now since you want to bring that up, which one can you do? Can you sing or can you sing?
I feel like I can sing.
Okay.
I feel like I have a little bit of, because I've been getting more into pop and like EDM stuff too. I feel like I was so used to, because I grew up influenced by Whitney and Mariah Carey and Anita Baker and people like that. So now I've been trying to get more into pop, because I'm like, I feel like my voice always gets referenced to a lot of like pop. So I was like, I want to take a different route and get away from the 90s R&B a little bit and start trying to get into EDM and pop music, mainstream. Yeah. Okay.
So now with this song you just did for us, it is would you call it a remake of the original?
Yes.
And then what was the name of the original?
It's by Groove Theory.
Yeah, Groove Theory. I could,
Yep.
Tell Me, but you put your twist to it.
Yes, yeah. We had a producer we work with. He's from Paris, and he remade the beat for us too. So it has more of a pop, mainstream sound to it. Because if you listen to Groove Theory, those are more like mellow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, more laid back. She's in the studio, like in the video and stuff like that. And this one, we wanted a more upbeat.
Exactly.
Yeah, to get kind of in the mainstream.
And you're basically like you're telling me what's going on. You know what I mean? Like how a lot of women in today's society are feeling with the man. Like, tell me what's going on. Like, is this a relationship or are we bullshitting or what it is?
It's like, what are you trying to do? Because I'm trying to please you.
Okay.
Like, let me in.
Okay. And I mean, you did your thing. I mean, I felt it. I felt it as that's why I asked you what you call it, a remake, because I feel like you took it and redone it yourself.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I mean?
definitely tried to remake it and kind of make it sound like Jahna Rachelle and not like Groove Theory. So, yeah, I try to, flip it around and make it sound like me. But obviously, I love her song. I've been listening to her song for years. So she was somebody else that I was influenced. Like her voice range, I always got referenced. Like my husband would always be like, you have her same like voice range. Like her, like Tamia, like you have that same voice range. So this was a song I was like, we have to try to do a remake because I love it.
And I was going to ask you, that was my next thing. Do you get a lot of references like you already said to me? What about Ashanti? Because I see that.
That is like the number one.
The number one, you get the reference.
Like all the time. Like we, had a TV show in Pittsburgh and on UWeb TV, and we interviewed actually Chris Scotty.
Okay.
And he was one that found her and Ja Rule. So he was like, right before the interview, I was like, oh, let me hear some of your music. And we played it, and he was like, you remind me of Ashanti, like when I first met her. Like, he was like, and asked him, like, that's so crazy because I get referenced by that a lot. But yeah, her, Aaliyah, that same, because I have that same kind of like pure voice.
Okay.
Like I can blow if I need to, but I feel like my perfect range is like around that, like real.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Now, see, I'm gonna put you on the spot since you want to throw out you could blow. Let me hear something acapella. Take my.
Hey, I'll do it.
I know you would. That's why I said it. You know what I mean? But so now let me ask you, because you're a wife, you're artistry, you're a mother.
Yes.
How do you balance all of that? And, you know what I mean? Together.
Whew, man, it takes a lot of energy, but I have to give like almost more than 100% props to my husband, because I felt like if it wasn't for him, I felt like I never would have even been doing this. Like it would have been a dream still. Like I came from a small town and I didn't know anything about studios where I grew up. Like I knew church and that was it. Never been to a recording studio, anything. So I moved to Pittsburgh when I was 18. And literally, like, I met him like my second semester and told him, I've always modeled. I grew up doing pageants and stuff.
Okay.
Like since I was a week old. Until I graduated high school, I was in pageants. And I told him, and he was like, okay. So literally, our first date was we went to a t-shirt shop and was making t-shirts for an event he was throwing. And then like the next day, we stayed up all night and we wrote a song called "Are You Ready?" And we went to the studio, recorded it, and then next thing I knew, a week and a half later, I was performing at the Feta Fest in Pittsburgh. So it was like, it wasn't for him, I felt like I wouldn't even be doing this. Like, he pushes me every day. Like, he's like, I don't care how tired you are, let's go.
And that's what it's about, being in a marriage and in a bond like that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
You
Shout
gotta
out
have
to
that
your
teammate.
husband for, you know what I mean, for being that way, because a lot of men, then that's what leads me to a lot of men get it, you know, when it comes to their wife being in the industry. Like, how are y'all ready for that? Are y'all, you know what I mean, ready? Because the industry is a motherfucker.
Yes, it is. It's very cutthroat and very, in these last 10, 15 years, I'm like, it's very cutthroat, it's very fake. But I feel like, in our house, it's God first. So I feel like we have God on our side at all times. And I meditate a lot. I try to make him meditate a lot. And I feel like that is a bond in itself. Having God in your family and meditating together, it's a whole different type of bond to hold your family whole. And our family's all involved in everything. Like, we do
Support.
everything. Yeah.
And that's great.
Yep.
And that's great.
And our kids are in it now too, so it's a whole household thing. Our daughter has a YouTube show, and our son called the Monet Fresh Show.
Okay.
So, and she does what my husband does. Like, she can record herself, she'll edit everything, writes music.
Yeah.
She wrote a couple songs that I've done too, that we haven't put out yet. But yeah, I'm like, we try to keep it all in the house and teach them, like, you don't have to be what everybody expects you to be. You can be an artist, whatever I don't care if you want to paint and have a gallery. I don't care if you want to be a recording artist, a clothing store. Like, we always show them, like, whatever you want to do, we support you 1,000%.
All the way, all
Yeah.
the way. And I mean, and that's what it's about. And I see it in you, so I know it's a strong bond throughout the house. And you know what I mean, with the music and the business, So now let's get to the business. Where are you? Have you had albums come out? Are you working on an album? Do you have mixtapes out? What's going on?
Yeah, so we have a couple singles that are out right now, and we're actually working on an album. It's coming out probably mid to end of June.
Okay.
So we have a few more songs we want to go in. We had a whole idea of what we're doing for the album, and then we started writing some new music, and we were like, we're about to change this whole entire album. Because this music we're doing is so bad. So
The industry, because they do that.
Exactly. And I always get asked this question too, is what genre we're in. And I'm like, I'm in no genre. I'm in every genre. I'm like, you want me to do rock, jazz, Latin, because I have Puerto Rican in my family, hip hop, R&B, like everything. So I feel like with this album, you're gonna get everything. Like, it's not just a pop album or a hip hop album. It's got everything you can think of on the album. So, but yeah, that's the next project we're doing, is finishing the album, coming out in June. We got a couple videos that are coming out for a couple singles that we have right now too. And then we also are working on a nonprofit for kids. It's going to be related to kids our age, or our kids' age.
Okay. So now, how'd you get into the nonprofit? What did you and your husband, y'all just said, we want to help kids? Like, how, you know what I mean, and started it?
Yeah, so I feel like it's always been an influence of ours, because I feel like we've always had people around us that we felt like we're influenced. Like, we always had a big team of people that we, teach how to use the camera and the lights and things like that. And then we started working with our daughter and our son, and my husband is so good with kids. Like, he's the one in the neighborhood where he takes all the kids on bikes and rides them all around the neighborhood. So I was like, you're just so good with kids. Like, I always told him, I'm like, you need to be teaching kids. Like, I feel like that was like your calling, besides doing music and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the nonprofit, it's going to be related to like our youngest kids are between like 9 and 10 years old. So we're trying to get them influence in a smaller town where I grew up, where they don't have resources for studios or camera equipment, or if they want to DJ or they want to produce, things like that. So it's a whole media center. It's our Legacy Media Group. So literally we'll have everything in there. They will learn how to edit videos, shoot videos, do photography, use lighting, script writing, filming, producing, recording music, writing music. I mean, anything you can think of that's entertainment-wise, we're gonna have at our nonprofit. So influencing them, because where I grew up, I mean, I know a few studios, but not any big media centers where they can learn how to do everything. So we're gonna have some different teaching methods and stuff every week, and teach them everything they need to know.
Okay. So now, where can they find you? Because I know when we scheduled the interview, I went to your Instagram and it was empty. So if I like your music and I hear it somewhere and I go to look, where can I find you? You know what I mean? Where I can learn about you and learn your life and learn what's going on with you and your artistry.
Yeah, so I'm on all social media, Jahna Rachelle Music.
Okay.
We did take some, because we're doing some revamping with new footage and new pictures and stuff we've taken. So you should see some new stuff on there now. And then our business page also, our Legacy Empire. So anything on there.
And it'll pop up under the screen. Y'all see everything she just said. It's up under the screen. Now, what about your music? Where is it streaming at? Where, like, if I want to go listen and Tell Me, if I want to put that on my new local list of hot songs for the summer, where can I go find it at?
So it's on all platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, so Google Play, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal. If you ever want to do some little promo videos, it's on Facebook and Instagram too. If you put it on your story and you want to reference the song in your story, you can do that as well. And tag me, Jahna Rachelle Music, or our Legacy Empire on there too.
Okay. Like I said, it pop up at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like I said, you've been a pleasure. You've been like a breath of fresh air. And like your music, I can't wait to see you at like maybe nominated for a Grammy.
Oh,
different things.
Don't
like
make me
that.
cry. That's like, oh my God. I'll be up with my speech like, I want to be able to speak. I'll be bawling my eyes out. I'll just put my husband like, get up here. I need to talk.
And I mean, I had fun with you last night. You know, me and your husband and us was out at the casino. You won some money.
Thank you. Yeah, balling. I'm mad at my husband right now, by the way. I played how many 50 games. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna get on this game. He just wrapped up. I'm like, I'm trying so hard. You just sit down for 1 second.
Don't feel bad. I lost 500 that quick.
Man, you
sitting there like that.
That's cool, because guess what? Mama gets some new shoes.
Exactly. There you go. So now tell them once again where they can follow you, which music you got coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, I told y'all she's super dope. She's straight out of Columbus by way of Zanesville. This is her. Give it to you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, you guys can follow us on all platforms. Our Legacy Empire LLC or Jahna Rachelle Music. And yeah, look out for our nonprofit, our Legacy Empire Media Group. That'll be opening up soon. So if you follow one of our pages, you'll see our grand opening. So if you guys want to come and support, bring your kids through, whatever. But yeah.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Listen, it's been a great season. Like I told y'all, this is the season finale. Season 2. I can't believe I made it through 2 seasons, but guess what? Here comes season 3. We coming back at y'all real soon. Hey, come sit at the table. Pittsburgh TMZ. This is my guest, Jahna Rachelle. 5 minutes of fame. Tell me something.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
BB, kill the beat. Pittsburgh, nigga. Pittsburgh, nigga.
Reporting live from the city of steel, where it's realer than real. Stay in your lane, dog, it's kill or be killed. And we can tell you how dead broke feel. We done struggled for real, and the shorties ain't got no chill. Young bucks running wild because the old heads tired. Shooting after shooting, got the hood on fire. North side hot, but the east side blazing. Pittsburgh real know this the city I was raised in. I wanna make it out, but I'm feeling like I'm caged in. My uncle like 50, still trapping out the days in. Trips out of town make me love my city more, but we don't love each other, dawg, we'd rather go to war. I was down bad poor when they put me on this tour. I'ma tell you from the door, I'm too hard to ignore. Heart pure, I'ma blow like TNT. We could bring it to the table, shout out TMZ. Got 5 minutes of fame, put me back in the game. Dre and Phil feel the same, said they feel my pain. Tell Stevie, turn it up, one time for your boy. Tell them crooked ass cops, stop hating on Savoy. Bro.